24 strain, 2-in-1 probiotic and prebiotic.
I wish they would have spelled that out for people so they could visit that.
Promote whole body health. Learn more at sped.com/public.
Probably could visit the NPR website to find it.
Producer Erica Romero and energy
You have to visit it soon.
James Napoli is our
So,
producer. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Francis Lamb, and this is APR. American Public
NPR, that's what I thought.
This is St. Louis Public Radio.
Oh, St. Louis.
Understanding starts here. 90.7 WMU St. Louis, 93 Quincy, and 88.5 KMST Wawa, broadcasting from the University of Missouri St. Louis at the Center for Global Regional News at STLPR.org. Happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm Mickey Cristo, and thanks for listening
Oh,
today.
is today St. Patrick's
Portland
Day?
Mansions on the Plaza, luxury apartments with designer finishes like fixed slab granite, wine refrigerators, and jetted tubs, along with resort-like amenities. Del Mar and 70 mansionsontheplaza.com. And from the Warm Roof Sound, presenting Bird, a mix of storytelling with music, including Toque by Tanya Leon. 22nd at Kirkwood Performing Arts Center, Metrotix.com, search term Warm Roof Sound. Up next is the TED Radio Hour.
Yeah, I've heard that before. I used to listen to that a lot.
This is the TED Radio Hour. Each week,
Tent Show Radio.
TED Talks,
Our chalk hour is streamed in.
delivered at TED conferences
to bring about what teacher we want to see around the world, to understand.
Hey, here's that truck stop.
those talks. We bring you
Um,
speakers.
I'm going to turn this off. Okay, we're at 1,485.8. And it's 6 o'clock. We better turn it back on now.
I literally feel like I'm a different person.
Yes. Do you feel that way? Ideas worth spreading. From TED and NPR. I'm Manoush Zamarodi. Coming up.
Do I think that this is radical?
This is very ambitious.
I think it's just common sense.
It is. There is a lot happening.
So we're going to streamline that process.
We've got to cut through it.
And once that information was suddenly in the public, they broke a glass ceiling.
On the show today, audacious solutions. First, this news.
1486.2.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Janine Herbst. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says he's going ahead with plans for a military operation in Rafah in southern Gaza, where more than 1 million Palestinians have sought refuge from the war. He says Israel has a plan to move civilians to what he called humanitarian islands. White House National Security Advisor John Kirby tells ABC's This Week the U.S. hasn't seen Israel's plans.
Oh,
He is the
yeah.
Prime Minister of Israel. They are two leaders that have had a long working relationship. They don't agree on everything. We don't agree on everything with respect to what's going on in Gaza.
Well, you're not getting my vote. I can help it.
The war cabinet that will continue to work.
But he says the U.S.
NPR's against this too, I think. The people that run that.
Preserves the safety and security.
There's people there that are against this shit that's going
Well,
on.
talks are scheduled this week on a temporary ceasefire between Israel and
That would be good.
Russia and Ukraine launched drone strikes on each other's territories last night. Russian forces attacked Ukraine's southern port of the city of Odessa, while Ukrainian troops targeted several regions in Russia.
Wow.
NPR's Polina Lavina.
Back to the old shit, eh?
Agricultural enterprises were damaged as a result of Russia's drone attack on Odessa. Ukrainian officials reported on Telegram that barrels were fired at civilians drone vehicles. Ukrainian air defenses shot down 14 drones over the Odessa region and one over the Nikolaev region. Meanwhile, Ukraine also launched drone attacks on Russian territory. Russia's defense ministry reported real air defenses shot down 35 drones.
There's what your taxpayers' money's going for, is to attack Russia. Proper.
Ukraine has significantly increased attacks on Russian oil refineries.
That sucks.
Seeking to damage a key industry that provides
And some of my money went there too.
I
I paid a lot of taxes a few years ago.
The NAACP is calling on black athletes to reconsider going to public universities in Florida. NPR's Michael Radcliffe reports just after Florida banned DEI spending in some schools in other states, moving to do the same.
The NAACP says Florida Governor Ron DeSantis is devaluing Black America. A lawful sign this year bans spending on diversity, equity, and inclusion, or DEI,
the state's public universities. NAACP President Eric Johnson tells APR that black student athletes should consider HBCUs or programs in other states.
Students need to understand what their options are so they can choose wisely, but we also put a certain notice to the NCAA.
Texas and Utah also banned DEI programs at universities, and bills in more than a dozen other states would curb diversity efforts on campuses. The record continues.
News Features Conference Radio News Territory Dow Features down in action. You're listening to NPR News. Chicago says it can't afford to shelter migrants anymore. The city started evicting some today, with more than 2,000 people expected to be evicted by the end of next month. Chicago officials say they have nearly 11,000 migrants living in 23 homeless shelters. City officials say those with extenuating circumstances, for instance, will be eligible for exemptions. The situation has aid groups scrambling to help house those people. Chicago is one of many cities that southern urban states have lost migrants to who just crossed the border to the U.S. A state of emergency has been declared in Iceland after another volcanic eruption south of the capital. Here's Robin Griffith reports it's the fourth since December.
Many in Europe are keeping a close eye on Iceland, where a giant lava spill has reached the defenses of the town of Greenville.
It happened.
The most powerful in recent series showed clouds of smoke and glowing lava flooding out of the air on September 9th. Some residents have been evacuated from Greenville, but most have stayed away since January. A nearby tourist attraction that could have been closed, except for these eruptions. The explosion has not affected Icelandic airspace or the main international airport, which is less than 15 miles northwest of the eruption area. Iceland has more than 30 active volcanoes, and authorities are making plans to protect construction. When we did this, the news.
That finally blew. They were expecting it.
Higher this hour, up about 1.4% to $81.15 a barrel. I'm Janine Herbst, NPR News.
Support for NPR comes from NPR stations. Other contributors include the Walton Family Foundation, working to create access to opportunity for people and communities by tackling tough social and environmental problems. More information is at waltonfamilyfoundation.org.
You're listening to St. Louis Public Radio. Disco, Tech Radio Hour is up next.
Oh, they didn't do weather?
Thanks for choosing St. Louis Public Radio. Listeners tell us they appreciate learning something new every day by listening to St. Louis Public Radio. If they understand new perspectives they haven't considered before, if you learn something new on St. Louis Public Radio today, have a fun.
It's the Tech Radio Hour from NPR.
In 2004, as newly carries for children. This is Sheena. Sheena was living in Florida, and life was hectic. We had just moved into a new home. I was in Section 8, and I just tried to get myself together. My children at that time were all under the age of 7. I was on government assistance, and I was just trying to get unstable. She remembers an afternoon that started off like any other. Kids were playing, running around, there were cartoons playing in the background. And he knocks at the door, and it was a police officer, like another police officer. And so because like, Mommy, the police are at the door, I'm like, okay, so I'm looking at them confused, and I'm like, are you Sheena? And I'm like, yes. Because I didn't have anything to be worried about. I kind of was hesitant, but I was like, probably at the wrong door. So what did they
It's
tell
not
you?
slowing down. There we go.
You
Yeah, just turn it off.
His check. You know, basically, like you pass a check, they got returned, no funds, and the company decided to prosecute. And so that check was for $87.26. A check that I had at that time with the groceries for my children. You know, at this time, this is when people were writing checks. My paycheck comes in on Friday, I'm gonna write the check on a Wednesday. It takes a day to get the check from the grocery store till the check gets there. You know, I was trying to calculate and thinking that it would be okay, and it wasn't.
I mean, honestly, I don't think I realized that you could be arrested for bouncing a check. I guess I knew it was illegal, but that the police would show up and put you in handcuffs. They put you in handcuffs,
Jeff
right?
used to do that. He used to write checks
And this
before he
is
had the
how